Hey Tana, just looking at your document, kind of noticing that you didn't change your naming conventions and that there are spaces in your file names. So that's, I would just say, Tana book cover project, final maybe, or just Tana book cover project with camel case to separate the words out would be good. Also, I've been kind of playing around with your file. It didn't really look quite finished to me. In your font pair, you used Minion Pro, which is the default font in InDesign, it seems like. And it's just not the best font. This one's not bad. Helvetica, new, condensed bold. And then I added more of these frames in. I just cropped them down in InDesign using the black arrow, copy pasted them, flipped them. Just tried to do that. And then on the front cover there wasn't room for it, but I just ran that line all the way through. So it feels like one continuous piece now instead of kind of being more fragmented. And it ties all the panels together a little bit better throughout the design. And it makes it look more finished. I did apply your font here. I do like the Uglies font. I did apply it over here. I applied it here. I think these with a white background makes sense. I haven't fixed them all yet, but and changing it to the Helvetica and then with your other font for the person's name would be good for all of these boxes probably. And maybe trying to make all the boxes, I don't know if you can make them all the same size. I guess they're different. Did look like you had your bleeds set up right. And this Scott Westerfield was too close to the edge. It was really far down here. So I moved it over and just nested it underneath Uglies. Maybe it could say by Scott Westerfield. Might make a little bit more sense to do that. And then move it over a little bit. And I did add a white background to this. I don't know if it really needs it. I was just experimenting with it. Let's see if I can get there we go. So, I mean, it might not need it. I kind of wanted to see some white on that page for some reason, though. Probably because there's white on some of the other pages. Let's look at your links. Border, since I've used it in different sizes, it may no longer be, it's getting down in the effective PPI, which is not your fault. I'm the one that resized it a bunch of times, but most instances of it look good on your file. I'll have to look up on your original file again, but this image, the effective PPI is really low. Saved it as a PSD file, but it looks like an image trace in Illustrator, so that's a little confusing. If you do an image trace in Illustrator, just save it out as an AI file, which is the native out of Illustrator, and then do a file place in InDesign and bring the AI file in. And you should have a really high resolution file if you did an image trace in Illustrator. Maybe you did some other type of effect to it. This looks good. I mean, they're in CMYK, which is good. His effective PPI is really good. This looks good. So most of your links look really pretty good, except for this front cover image is low res. But I mean, other than that, it's pretty nice. I just wanted to show you what it would look like if you were to kind of finish it off with some of these and the font pairs. Treating the fonts a little differently. I think students tend to put things a little too close to the edge a lot of the time, and then they also tend to put white boxes behind body copy for some reason, and I kind of have a pet peeve about not really liking the way that looks. I think it actually looks better just straight up on the background, like something more like this. So if you can, try to avoid the white box behind the body copy. Here I actually added a white box behind, but I think it helps make those pages look more finished and just more detail, I guess. But overall, I liked the design, but it just didn't seem like it was quite polished, like it was all the way done. Like it felt like it wasn't quite done yet. So anyway, I think it had a really good. It was close to being done, but just needed a little bit more polish. Didn't necessarily have to do this route, but I do think a border is something that you should probably, if you end up using it on one panel, you should try to use it throughout the whole experience, so that you're using that border to create unity in your design. Even if you just use the gold as a straight line on both top and bottom without the extra frill throughout the whole thing, that might actually look even better than than including the frill, because I'm actually really liking the way that this is looking just on the top and bottom. So I mean, it would be kind of up to you to decide that. But yeah, other than that, I would say, this could probably use a white background, and then just bring it out to the edges. So it's almost like a stripe. Just a small thing, but it just seems like it on the cover, on the spine, it would probably look better. And just making sure to get that centered in there too. And maybe even bringing the border out even further, like all the way to the top, to the bleed line, and maybe even a little bit further down. I don't know. But other than that, I think this is looking pretty good. Anyway, we'll talk to you later.